Astral Holographic Technology. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty. Welcome to Unindoctrinate. Following Rocky Stucci's Situation Room, Rocky's got you set up, revved up, and fired up. And tonight, in the midnight hour, I'll speak into your lives words of your personal power. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty. This is Unindoctrinate. I am the artist also known as the Christian Whistleblower on YouTube. Go to YouTube, type in the Christian Whistleblower, subscribe to the channel, and partake of all the excellence there, including replays with full video of these podcast excellences here on Odyssey Radio. They're exclusive and live here as we listen, and then they are replayed with video over on YouTube. Folks, I'm going to talk to you tonight about Astral Holographic Technology. You've never heard of it because I invented the term. You've never heard of Astral Holographic Technology. I invented the term, and I'm proud of that. It's a great term. Actually, my old friend and maybe astral mentor, I don't know. I never met him, talked to him on the phone, did a non-video podcast with him, saw one picture. I don't know if he was real or if he was from the astral realm, but he gave me great instruction. And Dr. Andy Toltek, if you are out there and if you are real, please contact me. Any of those ways we used to contact are still available to you. So he taught me about something he called the astral screen, which I thought was lacking a little bit in the terminology department. So I turned it into the Astral Holographic Technology. And this is meant to piggyback on the podcast excellence we've done in regards to succubi and incubi, and in regards to demonic manifestations, in regards to all of that stuff that we've been talking about. I have to tell you, folks, that very, very few of you ever face demons. I know you think you do. I'm here to tell you that very, very few of you have ever been abducted. I know you think you have. Demonic activity, ET activity, it's almost never what you think it is. And if you don't get mad at me and shut me off and turn me down, you will find liberty and peace and comfort and joy at the end of this presentation of podcast excellence. I promise you, and I guarantee you. I tell you what you should do. Go to jeffreydaugherty.com, click on the Verve logo, get yourself some of the Verve CBD, get calmed, get soothed, get relaxed, get your pain free, get some good sleep, and that way you'll allow me to talk all the way through these great talks that I want to give you to help you unindoctrinate yourself. jeffreydaugherty.com, hit the Verve logo, and find out about the best CBD out there. And folks, I know that some of you get so emotionally attached to, I've been abducted by aliens, and maybe some of you have, but almost none of you that think you have really have. I know you get all attached to the idea of, oh, there's demonic activity, and maybe there is, but almost none of you that thinks they've had demonic activity have had demonic activity. Well, who are you to tell me, Jeff? Well, I've been doing this for 39 years. I've been casting out demons for a living for 39 years. I've been dealing with the paranormal. I've been dealing with devils and demons and goblins, oh my, for 39 years. Don't you think it might behoove you to listen to what I have to say, especially when I'm telling you out of the gate, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to make you feel good. I'm trying to make you feel comforted. I'm trying to make you feel free. I'm trying to remove fear from your life. And if you'll let me, if you'll just consider what I'm saying, it'll have profound effects on your life. I guarantee it. You know, we did an interview the other day with Gosha and Dale from Cosmic Agency, and it was a great interview. I very much enjoyed interacting with them. I very much enjoyed spending time with them. And one of the things that we talked about, and I asked them, what makes Earth so remarkable? I kind of had my own idea before I asked, but I said, what makes Earth so remarkable? I mean, all these, they said there's thousands of ET ships. They don't like the word alien, so I won't use alien. There's thousands of ET ships in orbit around Earth. There is especially one that they're in contact with. It's a Tigetan Palladian ship, captained by a intrepid individual known as Swaru. She's a female. They say she's like Captain James T. Kirk. Maybe she's a Janeway type, but at any rate, they say that Earth is a fascinating place, and I think it is. They say that Earth is a very unique place, and I think it is. They say that in all of the galaxies and all of the universe is that this is the only place where this 3D density that we're living in exists. And I'm sure that is cause for speculation, and it turns us into somewhat of a cosmic Disney world. But I think there's more to it. It's us, you and I, we, the last generation of real humans, people that are the closest personification of what the Elohim were and had in mind when they said, we'll make them in our image, male and female, we'll make them. We were created in the image of the gods and goddesses to be gods and goddesses, and we are gods and goddesses, cousins. We are. We've got the spark of divinity within a meat suit. We've got godhood within a meat suit. It's the most amazing thing that's anyone's ever seen anywhere in the galaxy, and they come from far and wide to take a look at us because we're quite remarkable. We're quite phenomenal. You should look in the closest reflective surface, and I'm looking right at myself on this video, and I'm saying you are remarkable. You are incredible. And you should really appreciate yourself big league. I'm telling you, appreciate yourself big league because you're amazing. You're marvelous. You're fantastic. You're unique. You've got powers that you don't even know that you have, but there are people and entities out there that do know that you have them. Let's talk about, first of all, the genre of alien abduction. Now, Gosha and Dale alluded to this somewhat, that it's very, very difficult for most types of ET beings to exist for long term within the atmosphere of Earth. It's very hard for extraterrestrial beings to exist within the atmosphere of Earth. I happen to think it's probably harder than even they were letting on, because I happen to think it's almost impossible for these beings to exist within the atmosphere of Earth. It's almost like oxygen they're allergic to. It's very, very hard for them to exist in our world. And you remember, folks, even as Dale and Gosha said, there's a 3D screen here that doesn't exist anywhere else. And that 3D screen was placed here to keep the reptilian race quarantined here on Earth. And I know that bothers some of you. Why did they lock them in here with us? Well, they were at their wits' end. It was at the end of a long, drawn-out military campaign. I buy their rationale. There's nothing else we could do. It was the best of evils, and we locked them in here, and here we are to try to help you get it right. So I can accept that. Having been in the military for almost 7 years, I understand that there's things that happen, and it's not always ideal, but you do what you got to do. You do the best you can, and then you live to fight another day. They're exhausted, and they just said, you know what, we got to do this. So they put this 3D screen up. That's the bottom line. The 3D screen's here. Why it's here, whether you like it, whether you don't, it's here. And logic tells you, and I know that some of you don't like logic. You'd rather just go by the seat of your pants and how you feel and what the unicorn mindset has for you today. But folks, logic dictates that if the 3D screen prevents extraterrestrial reptilian entities from exiting Earth, that 3D screen would make it highly difficult for extraterrestrial entities to come into that screen as well. If the screen is effective in stopping people going out, it's also going to be pretty effective at stopping people from coming in. The energetic cost, the energetic price, the energetic outlay to get from outside the energetic screen of our planet through it and into it is enormous, so much so that it makes it impossible. Why do you think that we have crashes in Roswell, New Mexico, crashes in the Baltic Sea? Because sometimes intrepid, foolish, distressed extraterrestrials try to actually penetrate that screen. And the results, ladies and gentlemen, are not pretty. They crash, they burn. It's an effective screen, and it's meant to keep an ET race in. It also is effective in keeping ET races out. So, to those of you that believe that you've been abducted by aliens, almost none of you really have. There's been a few and far between, but almost none of you have actually been abducted by aliens. Here's what happens. One of the reasons why they come here by the thousands of shiploads to watch, to observe, to see us is because we have this unimaginable, unfathomable, and I would submit unique even within the many worlds of the universes. We have the ability to be in flesh and out of flesh at the same time. We have the ability to be astral and physical simultaneously. We can be in this body and we can be out other places. We're still mastering that. We're still learning that, but it's an inbred part of us. How do you think even the New Testament alludes to it? The J guy. He's here. They get ready to stone him. He's gone. He's here. They get ready to throw him over a cliff. He's gone. He's here. They get ready to grab him. He passes through the crowd. He's gone. He morphed out of physical presence and went somewhere else in physical presence. He traveled like 180 miles just like that. And I know they might have had some fast camels, some fast donkeys, not that fast. We have the ability as creations of the gods and goddesses. Oh, I like that. I don't even want to use the E word anymore. As creations of the gods and goddesses in their likeness and after their image, we have the ability, untapped in most of us, but we have the ability to go out of our physical bodies and project our spirit body while still staying alive, while still staying a unit. We can, let's put it for the lack of a better term, we can astrally travel. We can travel in our spirit body. We can travel in our subtle body. Let's put it that way. That's a better term. We can travel in our subtle body while our physical body is still alive. And well, and we can do it without any problem. Nobody else can do that. We're unique. We are amazing. We are phenomenal. That's why there's so many forces aligned against us. Because when we find out who we really are, forget it, cousins. They're afraid we're going to take over the whole damn universe, but we don't want to. We just want to find our own divinity, our own sovereignty, our own freedom. We just want to provide service to others by serving ourselves so we can provide service to others. That's all we want. We don't want to take over. Don't worry about it. We're not trying to take over. We just want to be divine, sovereign, and free, and we want the same for you. So they know that we have this ability, all these extraterrestrial races. They can't get through the screen, but we have the ability to get out of our bodies and go wherever we want to. I look like an Egyptian. Wherever we want to. So what do you think is more likely, ladies and gentlemen? Do you think that it's more likely that on a regular basis, ETs are penetrating an impenetrable 3D screen force field and are taking you out of it and bringing you back into it. Do you think that, how likely do you really think that is? Or what's more likely? That they project what I call, what Dr. Andy Toltek called an astral screen, or they employ what I call astral holographic technology. Here's what they do. Maybe it's from one of their ships parked in orbit. Maybe it's from their home world, wherever their home world is. But they project to us a holographic representation of a manifestation they're trying to get you to believe. You're in your bedroom and they're outside of the 3D matrix shield and they project a hologram into your bedroom. It's a hologram. It makes you think that they're standing there in your room. The Greys are there, the Mantids are there, the Blue Avians are there, whoever's there, they're there, they're ETs, they're there, they're in your room. But they're only there holographically because they really can't get in your room because they're allergic to oxygen and that 3D screen won't let them in. But they project this hologram, and you, being a manifested creation in the image of and after the likeness of the gods and goddesses, you believe that they're there and you believe that they're taking you, so it allows them to do just that. Now, they're not taking your physical body. You're not physically moving. They're not physically there. You're there, they're not. But they're taking you, and because of the remarkable, astounding, amazing, phenomenal creature that you are, I don't even know if creature is the right word, entity that you are, you believe you're with them, and thoughts are things, and what you manifest as a manifested creation of the gods and goddesses, you enter into the holographic technology fantasy, and all of a sudden, you're going with them through the roof. You're going with them through the door. You're going with them in the shaft of life. You're going with them in the ship. And all of a sudden, you're in their ship. And they do this and they do that. Well, Jeff, why would that it'd be unpleasant? And why would they? Because your mind, you're not disciplined enough, and you believe whatever you're shown, even when you're in your subtle body. Your subtle body's a dummy too. All of our subtle bodies are dummies. We don't know how to use them yet. What's a more likely scenario? That they're projecting astral holographic technology on us, and that almost all abductions occur that way? Or they're regularly breaching an impenetrable shield that's kept a race here locked down for 12,500 years. You tell me what's more likely. You tell me with your feelings, and I'll tell you from 38 years, almost 39 years of experience. Very, 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 very few of you have ever truly been abducted by extraterrestrials. Doesn't mean you're a liar. Doesn't mean that you're stupid. It just means that you're ignorant. You're ignorant of astral holographic technology. And you're ignorant of who you are, and you're ignorant of how this universe works, and that's okay. That's what I'm here for, is to bring new information that has not been widely dispersed yet so we can understand it and unindoctrinate ourselves and feel better about it. So almost none of you have ever been taken. But Jeff, there's implants and stuff like that. You don't think those things could be energetically transferred into you? So you'll believe that they can penetrate an impenetrable shield and take you, put something in you in the ship, repenetrate that impenetrable shield and put you back in your bed. You'll believe that, but you won't believe that they could energetically transfer, like on Star Trek, something into your body if you've had things in your body. But I've had scar. You don't think that they could manifest that energetically? Think about it. Divorce yourself from the emotionality of it. I had to do it, and maybe I'll talk about that story in the second segment tonight. But I was going to say I hate to tell you, but I'm glad to tell you, you really haven't been abducted by extraterrestrials. They have tricked you by employing a astral holographic technology on you. You should be happy about that. Oh, thank God. Thank the gods. I haven't been taken. I haven't been anally probed and stuff like that. That might disappoint some of you, but there's places right here on Earth you can be anally probed if you really want to. What about demonic activity? That gets a little more interesting right there. We have this idea that demons are from some other place. I don't think so. Very, 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 very few of them. And they've got the same problem. They're from somewhere else. They can't get through the 3D screen either. So in the very remarkably, infinitesimally few times that people on Earth have ever dealt with truly malevolent spiritual entities, I would argue that they also employ astral holographic technology, and I have experience in this I'll tell you about in the next segment. They're just as limited by other extraterrestrial, and that just means outside of Earth species. They're just as limited in their ability to penetrate the 3D shield. And even though, it looks like they're there, and it looks like it looks like your head is spinning around, it looks like you're puking green pea soup. It looks like this is all going on. Is it really, or is it an astral holographic technology? If you can, and I want to be a little bit controversial here, if you can holographically project 2 jet airplanes crashing into the Twin Towers and make a world of people, make almost 7 billion people believe it, how hard do you think it is to create an astral holographic tech spectacle to fool one person into believing that they've been abducted by extraterrestrials, or to fool a person that they've been in the presence of horrific demonic entities from another realm? How hard do you think it is? It makes perfect sense when you think about it. And that's because that's what really happens. That's what really happens. And folks, you got to remember, and again, we're talking very, very rarely, but that makes perfect sense. Because I read a couple books the other way back, maybe a month ago, that Robert Stanley gave me. And the speculation in that book was that malevolent entities are not allowed to leave their home world. And what if it's really just an allegory showing that you can't leave this world right now because of malevolent entities? Oh, that's beautiful stuff right there. You can't leave this world now because of malevolent entities, because of the holographic screen, the 3D screen. You can't leave this world right now. And extraterrestrials can't get into this world right now. That's very fascinating. Which causes us to believe that the ones that are coming from external to this world are employing astral holographic technology. And yet, folks, there are also a very few instances, and in 39 years of this, I've encountered 3, maybe 4 of them, maybe 5 or so. Let's say 7. I've encountered around 7 of them, less than 10, where there is some type of an entity that's not thought-based, and we'll get to that in this next segment. I have encountered some type of entity, corporeal, personality, living entity that is interacting on this realm. And if malevolent species can't enter this realm, then it has to be an entity that's already resident in this realm. Are they entities from the depths of the ocean that we don't know anything about yet? Are they entities from beneath the surface that we don't know anything about yet? Are they entities from the hollow earth that we don't know about? Are they entities from Antarctica that we don't know about? Do you really think we know everything about this world? We don't know everything about this world, this earth. Most of the oceans are unexplored. There's many, many millions and billions of acres on this planet that are unexplored. Antarctica is unexplored, and we know why. At least right now, we know why. It's just crazy stuff, ladies and gentlemen. And I have gone over my time. We're going to have to fix that. We'll be right back with our second segment. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, and this is Unindoctrinate.